Great, thank you so much. One thing I didn't ask you to do is give us who are you and how do you know this stuff?
That's classified, Joe.
I'm sure it is.
I've done a lot of things. The last 5 years I was splitting time between doing sort of a hybrid of product and project management for Interactive and teaching e-business courses at Columbia College, Chicago. I also have a side career in journalism, so I do a lot of new media coverage as well as for the comic book industry for places like Publishers Weekly.
Okay, so and what brings you out here to San Francisco?
Oh, I just moved out here. I'm not teaching anymore, and I decided, well, if I'm going to do something interesting in technology, yeah, I'm thinking the Bay's more interesting than Chicago. It's true.
Excellent. So I'm going to just take a couple minutes and open it up for questions. So, and then from there we'll move on to Andre and then Dimachi. One of the questions, did you have a question right now? Go for it.
What do you see about options like Zazzle for a non-inventory based merch store?
Basically,
did everyone hear the question real quick? The question was, how do you feel about Zazzle as a non-inventory based merch store?
Basically, pick one that you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
A lot of people are really unhappy with Cafe Press because their initial quality wasn't so good. I'm under the impression that got fixed a little bit, but everybody has a different pricing structure, and everybody has a slightly different set of things that you can personalize. Most of it's really based on you upload your graphic and they emboss it on a glass or a t-shirt or some piece of merchandise. So find someone you're comfortable partnering with and you're comfortable with the pricing structure and pick your own voice.
The other ones, because the reason I mentioned Zazzle is like, although it's sold a lot and a lot of music guys, they move a lot of units. The thing is, because you can upload your design, you don't have to pay. They just pay you a percentage back.
Well, no, there's a lot of companies that work just exactly like that. That's the beauty of affiliates. You put your IP out, they send you a check. Nice and streamlined. And that way you don't have to worry about, where am I putting these 4,000 shirts in my studio apartment? Because it's really annoying when you have to do that.
Have you ever done it?
No, I sell books, they fit in the corner, they're small.
Perfect. Go ahead.
I have an art-based puzzle game. How do I figure out what kind of merchandise my players might want to buy?
Well, what's the theme of the game?
It's a matching game, tiles, art, different designs, sayings.
Any particular genre with the art? Was it
sort of more abstract modern.
That could be
Probably not so like t-shirts, but are they?
They might buy t-shirts for designs. You might be able to affiliate it around it with some art content, art books, referrals with other artists, and sort of work a community with them. Awesome.
Okay, cultivate.
Yeah.
Their tastes.
Cultivate their tastes. And the beautiful thing about the modern world is you have comment sections. You can ask questions and get a little feedback. One of the things you have to do with this is experiment. First thing might not work, the second might.
One of the things that you had on the side or your slides was the 1%, that essentially, you're expecting about 1% of the people that are viewing your content, your free content, to be paying for merchandise itself.
Yeah.
Is that generally, first of all, do you think that's enough to get by? And
well, you need to have a large audience, or you're not going to be able to sell very much. This thing is so consistent. I'm going to tell a KickStarter story a little out of turn. There was just for an example of how consistent this is. There was a KickStarter webcomic that closed last week with $1.25 million worth of funding.
Right.
I did an interview with the fellow for Publishers Weekly. He had 15,000 people that contributed to this KickStarter campaign. No, this is actually where we're just Double Fine's at 2.2 million with 15 people.
And it's still going.
15,000.
15,000 people for the one that I'm talking about.
Right.
His audience, if you count the people who show up every 1 to 2 months as opposed to the daily readers, is about 1.6 million. So 1%, 15 to 1.6, but it was only up for a month. So he might have lost out on a few that come every 2 months. That's right around 1%. It's just shocking how that number bears out across a number of different subjects.
Cool. Well, there we go. Okay, so I mean, and that was the numbers that he found, that it was pretty much that 1%.
Yeah, and I've done a lot of research. I'm actually 2 chapters away from the 3rd edition of a textbook called The Business Side of Digital Comics. Everybody that does this says about 1%.
Okay.
Marvel Comics, when they were putting free comics online, would see a 1% bump in print sales. People selling T-shirts would sell to 1% of the audience, just right across the board.
Okay. We've got one more question, then we'll move on to Andre, and then we'll open it up for all 3 panels at the end. Does anyone else have any other questions?
I'm just confused with the 1% is 1% of people that visit the website.
Unique visitors, yes.
Okay. It's the whales, just like in social games, like 70% of your revenue. It's across all these platforms.
Yeah.
Your music guys the same.
Cool.
It's shockingly consistent.
Sure, go ahead.
Is there a difference between, let's say, if you just put it online and then if you have a real life presentation to an audience? Is there a difference in the response rates?
I have never seen anyone test that.
What did they do to get that large response on KickStarter?
Well, this particular property had been around for 9 years. So he had a large existing audience to throw at the property.
What property was it?
Order of the Stick.
Indeed.
It's a game?
It's a comic strip about Dungeons and Dragons.
Perfect.
With stick figures.
Well, thank you so much, Todd. We're going to go ahead and move on to Andre. And Andre, if you can start off just by introducing yourself, and then we'll turn off the lights, we'll get your presentation going, and then you can kick right into it.
What if we do it halfway, so we could, maybe the front lights just off, and shoot it out some? Is everybody okay with that?
Is
Is
that-
everybody see?
Yeah, that's
Everybody vote?
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Andre Patrick and I'm the Managing Director of the IIFF here in San Francisco, and we're here to talk about what we do to finance film and media projects. And we're ready
It's
to
going.
go with the presentation.
Sweet.
Can you speak up, please?
Yeah, can we make sure we turn up this mic?
maybe you could switch.
And just make sure to speak into the microphone. I think they're just trying to make sure you hear it in the back.
So the IIFF is a group that connects investors with usually film producers and other media project producers as well. We've had some TV shows come through, a few websites. One project I think that would be the closest to Transmedia is this a documentary and a TV show with a game that's about Guitar Hero. And I believe it was called Guitar Man or something like that. But it was a documentary that had a connected web series, a TV show, and I believe a game as well. But that's better. And so we started here in San Francisco in 2005, and we're still going today. We have operations here in San Francisco and LA, New York, Vancouver, and London. And we're about to relaunch our operations in Toronto and Seattle. And so the mission, as you can see, the official mission is to expand the scope and appeal of film and media financing in an economically sustainable manner for the benefit of all. And the vision is to create economic sustainability in film finance. Something that got cut off at the bottom of the slide.
Going here.
By enabling filmmakers and financiers to consistently benefit from their interactions. So basically connecting the investment model of Silicon Valley with media production and finance. And because typically in Hollywood, you have a closed system, it's not very easy, to be an independent producer and try to make your way in, especially with an independent project. It happens, it occasionally happens, like with, let's say, Paranormal Activity or Sunny in Philadelphia. Those are a couple of examples of a film and a TV show that kind of came out of nowhere and just made it onto some major distribution. But And so the major goals are to democratize film financing and remedy or address usually stifling inefficiencies in film financing. And we do that by connecting film and media makers to the resources that they need to produce their successful projects, by providing funding backed by industry experience and financial expertise, and by cultivating success as much as possible by instituting all of the connected resources, right, like research, the education that we provide, mostly through workshops, and networking and collaboration, right? All with the goal of connecting all of this at the nexus of film finance, and to represent and address the challenges that all these film and media makers have, that they usually have no necessarily remedy for or avenue to address just financing. Right now, there is crowdfunding, right, in terms of a new phenomenon, relatively new, but for major projects, you can only go so far with crowdfunding. And for some projects, like the game project that just made $2 million, it's a great thing. But one of the things that can happen with crowdfunding is that it can provide seed funds, right, and matching funds that investors that are interested, in putting millions of dollars into a project can latch onto and use to leverage. And so crowdfunding is great for that. And so what we do with our events is we work to create a network and develop a community within all of these, the attendees and the members and the industry professionals that come to our meetings, similar to tonight's meeting. And then from that, we connect members and professionals to workshops where they can just come to get information that they need that would empower them to take them to the next level or the next steps of their projects, or where they can actively workshop their projects to do something like create a budget or create a marketing plan. And so quite a bit of the people that come to our events and the workshops are industry people that have been fairly successful in what they do, in a certain kind of niche department, right? And they want to branch out and produce their first project. So, we work to address the deficiencies that they have, right? And it can be, with legal, it can be with marketing, distribution, sales, and everything beyond and in between. And some of our advisors consult with producers on the critical success factors, because even producers that we've had that come up from LA to pitch projects, and different people that you would think basically would know everything that you would need to know, right, to pitch or produce a project, don't really know everything that is required. And so that's why we have advisory board members that consult with producers as well, and sometimes will actively work to produce their project, which is a great thing because it enables projects to happen that might not necessarily happen otherwise. And the investors that we have independently fund the projects at the moment, but myself and a few other people have been working to create a film fund. First, the idea was to create a social media film fund to expand the outreach, basically, and connection points of these film projects. But I think that it's really going to develop into something like a transmedia fund, because I think with major projects, the big idea with transmedia and social media is to reach out more and create, of course, more engagement, right? Just as it is with a lot of major companies. and they're looking towards Transmedia to just create more connection points, basically to engage people and connect